this is the kind of similar comps to what I had seen them playing earlier in the qualifier, so they haven't really thrown a curveball in that regard. But yeah, it feels like Pony and Stealthy are some of their big-time performers to kind of keep an eye on, but Curtis also had a pretty big series against Ambox, so I'll maybe look out for him as well.
And it's kind of hard not to have a pretty standout performance here on Split with the Rays because of how much value your utility gets in the close quarters, whether it be the blast packs or the paint shells. You can get a whole lot done. It's looking like a play over towards A, and we see that lurk hanging out over towards that ramen mid area as NRG will mount their attack. Looking to grab some information up towards heaven.
Yeah, and Daps is now permanently on a Sentinel. He had already kind of dabbled with Sentinels in the past, but now he's fully away from the Omen, giving it over to Zom. So that's kind of the thing to think about, as we do see NRG getting that initial pick at A Heaven pretty quickly there, thanks to Shank. So now they're going to be able to pivot back over. There are two defenders here, and it's Intox hiding in the corner of the box, but that is great trading efficiency from NRG as they will pile into B with a massive advantage. Now they will have a 4-on-2 post plant ahead of them. That was a rough paint shell. We're going to go ahead and let that one go, though, as they're still well out in front this round.
And pistol round could still go either way, but this one definitely heavily in favor of NRG as they lose one more member. Curtis to find that kill, and possibly another.
I'm surprised those shots missed.
Ooh, Daps actually going to swing off the back end of, I believe, a paranoia there. And Curtis still alive, still making things hurt. Paint shell's going to be queued up after being recharged here. This one going to get just as much value as we saw from the last. Now running out of time, Curtis, you kind of just got to send it as Android through the box with the Sheriff. NRG on top, and I think this is exactly where we expected them, but Split as a map, again, you can't count anybody out.
Yeah, I know that Intox came from that slimy Boogerman team, if that helps anybody out there. I'm really grasping at straws here, Tanner, to try to give you something about Demon Time. But again, I think that's one of the cool things is if they do really come out of nowhere and actually pull another upset. They already upset Ambox earlier. If they can get the upset over Energy as well and make it to Challengers 3, that would be quite the storyline. So I think that that's kind of how we have to spin it. Even if we don't really know much about them, it'll be fun to see how much of a challenge they can pose to an Energy team that, honestly, Energy team has a ton of skill on it, bro. They are one of the more skilled lineups, I feel like, in the region. It's just about getting the players to work together and getting the overall strategy going.
And this is definitely a nice little hurdle if they could get past Split here, like you mentioned. Not necessarily having the best track record on this map, but being able to pick this one up almost secures that series for you as the flawless round comes through. That kind of hurts because
Steep those
now the
on
bonus
their face
round.
steps. Yeah. Sorry, teabag gate. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. People who get upset about teabagging, we don't need you in the scene. We don't.
It's all in good fun, guys.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun. You're just kind of, you're just tossing out the trash.
We're in a video game where we're shooting bullets at people and making them, bleed all over the place. If we can do that, then I should be able to steep my whatever all over you. You know what I mean? Like, that should be the least of your worries. What you should be worrying about is winning the next round. Getting it back so that you can do it to me. You know what I mean?
100%. Give and take there.
We need the spice in the scene. We need the trash talk. We need it. As long as it's not, overboard, there is a line, but it adds a lot. That's all I'm saying.
And the tactical crouching, it goes back to our ancestors. It goes back to all the Halo days, everything way back when.
Those ancestors. All right, yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I wonder when it did start. It must have been Halo 1, right? Probably. Unless it's GoldenEye? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this.
First rifle round here. So this is a big one.
I mean, Energy are just getting so much control. They are all over this B site.
Yeah, and I mean, the presence, right? You see how much that control means. They actually don't check the back site. And Intox going to pick up a couple, unfortunately. Now it's down to Stealthy, the last remaining. You know what this player can do. We caught a little bit of this team, this Demon Time squad, on some of the other broadcasts, I believe the Observer broadcast. So Stealthy, definitely one of those names to look out for. And the Omens throughout the entire tournament really feel like they've been on fire. I don't know how much you can expect from this one in a 1v3 and kind of a tough spot to retake.
I was about to say, you really are building this up to like unfair levels for Stealthy. Like,
yeah, so I'm not expecting him to do too much. I'm expecting a save here.
That's a nice
He
shot,
finds
though.
that first kill. Okay, he is going to fall down at the end of the day. Well, basically what I was saying is this is an agent where it's not your duelist who's entry fragging and going crazy, right? It's more of the awkward angles or the get a kill here and be able to teleport there and make plays like that. So
I mean, there are definitely some impactful fragging
Yeah.
moments out there. Like Som being one of them probably going forward, I'd imagine would be Sabrosa, Nitro, We Did. I mean, there's definitely some out there. Even Zoms. I think a lot of people kind of don't look at him too highly on Sentinels, but the guy's actually really smart in late rounds. Like he's definitely got a clutch gene to him. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of omens out there who can get out there and frag out.
So unfortunately they don't save too much, and the round here is going to go exactly how you expected. And now that economy, since bouncing back to a different patch here, it's rounds 3 and rounds 5 that you'll typically see those rifle rounds coming on through. But I think something that we kind of fell into before the Stinger meta came through as Android finds his third was if you buy a rifle and you lose, even in full loss bonus, sometimes it feels really bad where you're eco around, buy around, eco around, buy around. So now that we're in this meta of the eco being a huge risk, you really have to string a couple together to really start to get back on track. And Demon Time haven't been able to do that just yet. Looking to hurt a bit of the economy here for NRG, and that's really all you can hope for. And if you're NRG, you're just trying to make sure that they don't creep up to grab that weapon on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, NRG have hit the gas pedal hard from the rip, and they do not seem to be letting off of it. And to be fair, it's kind of what I expected. Like, I was hoping to be pleasantly surprised by Demon Time, as I didn't know much about them, and I thought they had been able to pull one over on Anbox and had a couple of players who seemed pretty skilled and pretty capable mechanically. I was hoping to see them come out and go toe-to-toe with NRG. And look, it's still early days. They very much could in this next round coming up right now, right? Yeah. But yeah, this is what's interesting to me. They brought Pony onto the team, who is a Jet, but they don't have him on the op. It's actually Stealthy, who I think he also did some Jet opping in the past. So to see him on an Omen op is not completely weird, but just a little bit less orthodox, I guess you could say.
We're going to see what he can get done here. Shot going to go wide. There's that shrouded step to safety. Able to peek just barely. He takes some damage, and it's looking like Shanks just wants to run him down, but instead it's the paint shells to find the kill. And Pony trying to find something off the back foot, but NRG, they're going to back away from that one. And again, we go back to that back and forth, that teeter-totter style in Valorant where you get a kill here. And they're going to head right on over there with that rotation coming on through, and the A site's free.
Oh, yeah, it's mega free. They're going to see the Hound kind of clear out that corner that was being held post-plant by Daps, but all the while, the spike will make it into sight. There's still Sabrosa playing towards Sewer's middle, looking to maybe cut off a rotation from B-Heaven to Ropes, or something along those lines. It's actually we're seeing Demon Time like fall all the way back. They're actually going to look to get the res on Stealthy. And it's gonna, I feel like Sabrosa's going to have to make a big play here. Not Sabrosa, Som, sorry.
Starts with an S, close enough, and a big play in the works here. Coming up through Ropes, able to find a couple of kills, but trading back and forth we go. Red and blue on the kill feed. And I mean, you called it out. Toms has to go crazy. Unfortunately, not able to do it. And Demon Time able to battle back here, getting there first on the board. But they only lose 2 while doing it.
Yeah, I should probably get fired for that. That was really bad. Just not even on the server. Called out his name. But an Omen that starts with an S, I don't know. Maybe y'all forgive me for that one. As it was one of those things where because he was playing the way that he was really out of position. And Demon Time getting that ult and then pouncing on A site, there was no like real time for Som to kind of get back where he needed to be to help reinforce. And so at that point, he has to go big on the flank unless his teammates can hold. But the Seekers and everything that was, Demon Time did a great job on that retake, just kind of brute forcing their way through with some good ability usage and just, getting that res in.
Ooh, Flash is not going to get much value. EU, on the other hand, will, as Pony falls to opening up vents. And that's a scary spot now. You can smoke things off and really take anywhere on the map, playing up towards B heaven, A heaven.
That's the other thing I gotta say about this team. All right, this is my last one. His name's Pony, right? Which you think Pone, like, you know, it's supposed to be like this cool, like, I owned you kind of. But when you put, it just sounds like a pony, like a baby horse. So I don't know which one he was going for there. I would love some clarification. What do you think?
You know, I think it depends on the day. I think if you're top fragging, sure, you can be Pony, but right now he is looking like a cute little pony in this one. Not getting a whole lot done. And going down early in that round definitely doesn't help. We might see that, again, that teeter-totter in economy as the Seekers come through, and NRG looking to make a quick play up towards heaven. Nice slow orb, gonna stop him for a moment, but Shank's just starting to mow him down. G-Man able to trade it back, but Android is there, and I mean, what a solid.
The level of respect that he had for that slow orb was absolutely zero. Just none. But, I mean, you have to feel confident when you have Android behind you ready to trade.
I mean, really the whole team. Just about the whole team was pushing up through mailroom, so.
Yeah. It's like, even if he got his one and he's like, I got Arsenal behind me.
Yeah.
So that's why you had that confidence to push on through, and we could see the impact. Oh, poor Stealthy.
Android with the flashy move, just moving on through, not the knife. It's going to be the classic kill, and Psalm will finally close it out. Taking down the imposter.
I can't tell you how important it was for him to get that kill. I think, imagine if he wouldn't have. I feel like it would have been, maybe it's one that you just laugh off, sure, but like that would have been tough. A tough pill to swallow. But yeah, NRG are just crushing.
It really seems like, again, momentum kind of a big thing when it comes to Valorant, or really all tactical shooters across the board, but you can really, this is a game that you can watch somebody's perspective and know this player's feeling themselves. Like, this is just on, right? I mean, just the way that Android is kind of moving around at the end. He's at the top of the leaderboard, double digits. They're doing stuff. Oh, they're actually reading this play. It was Demon Time trying to get a bit aggressive, trying to feel themselves. Unfortunately, not getting a whole lot. The Flash is going to be traded back and forth, and EU on the 3K. Now, it was just an eco round, so we can see the idea behind what Demon Time had going on. But at the end of the day, it's flawless. They do not hurt the economy whatsoever for this NRG squad as they move to 6 rounds.
I'm going to have to go ahead and give that round the at least you tried cake over to Demon Time. Because to their credit, they did try something pretty nasty on that A aggression. And so they do get that cake, but yeah, it just didn't work out. NRG totally locked that down. There was definitely, you know, there's like Doctor Strange can look into like millions of universes at once, whatever. Surely there was at least one where that worked out for Demon Time. Unfortunately, we're not living in that one.
No, and Pony's still killless here on split. So the ultimate feels bad, man. Coming through a stealthy, an operator in hand once more. Not going to get too much value just yet. CU has snuck on a crossover towards ramp, the Trailblazer. To get the information that one is playing up this way. Again, to be expected. Yep. That smoke actually going to stop you from trying to challenge that. I love Skye on this map, by the way. She gives you so much of what you lose by not being able to play Sova on this map. Just due to the construction of the map not really being inviting for a Sova. You can get a lot of that from Skye. Plus, you get the flashes that you know, a lot of people will get from a breach on this map. So it's a nice little mix. Loving to see more and more Skye being played on this map in particular. Ooh. No value there, but I think it should still be assumed that somebody... And in the back, the paint shell is definitely going to give away the position there. And Pony had rotated through ropes. Well, the entire NRG squad was right behind him on that rotate, but instead they're going to head over towards this B site. And I mean, the defense just holding stout here on both of these sites, not giving up too much. And Stealthy has since joined them on this B site. Unfortunately, taken down there. Android again just feeling themselves. Intox going to find the kill, but they're traded back and forth. Intox goes good for 2, but Demon Time still find themselves down a player.
Oh, no.
Now the odds gonna be even. That's a spike down. Nobody on this site to make a play, and you've only got 4 seconds to do it. Curtis gonna find that kill now in a 1v. No way. EU almost clutches it out there. Pony takes the fight, finds, I believe, his first kill in what could have been
that was almost
horrible
a
situation.
Huge blunder too, because there was like no way for NRG to win that round. Pony just decides to, you know, tuck into pillar and not expose himself. So taking the fight was definitely risky, but it paid out. that was just like a weird disjointed round from NRG, kind of, you know, like great ult from Stealthy to reinforce B side, but then he got immediately entryed by Android. But it just seemed like the rest of NRG were not able to really rotate over effectively. I wish they kind of just all went ropes, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to like backstab through defending spawn and just put it to where, you know, Shanks was stranded and he could never really feel comfortable committing to the plant.
What are we going to get from this? A showstopper pop, the shot over towards elbow, not going to find too much. Curtis and Pony up top towards heaven. We're going to make sure not a whole lot of value can be played as they look to cut off. A beautiful flash onto 2 is going to net the kill onto Psalm, the paint shells. Looking to find another as EU just trying to flash his way on out. 31 HP in a dream. They have the vision on 1, and EU somehow, some way still alive as that spike gets planted. We find ourselves in that 4v4 retake. Finally, Intox will find that kill from downtown, and NRG find themselves on the back foot.
Yeah, this is so far a pretty good retake from Demon Time. They've done a great job with their Sky to get the flashes and start getting some kills towards ramps. And actually, now they're going to get the res on top of it. They have the 5-on-3 now. These energy players are boxed in. Daps under the corner, only good for 1. Android does fight back, and so does Shanks, but now he's alone, but he's getting the job done. He's already found a couple, and now he'll win off the clock no matter what. Won't add insult to energy with the daggers, but again, the time is everything. Well done from NRG to hold on in a really tough 3-on-5. Again, I was liking what Demon Time was doing there. Like, again, they were doing a great job with their team play to get something back at ramps and set up for, you know, a pretty good man advantage retake. It just took a little bit too long, right, to get that res and to actually start getting maneuvers. And Dats and Angela were getting kills here and there to kind of keep slowing them down from being able to get on that diffuse. So NRG did just enough to win. Right, it wasn't convincing, but it was enough. And now they are building up still a very big lead early here on Split.
Yeah, that is a feels bad, man, there, because, I mean, you had 6 lives on the round and unfortunately not able to get it done again as those flashes try and gain some control out towards mid. Nice little split, and B-side's completely open. It is that eco round, so they tried to stack it and make a play off the back end, but it looks like 4 members might just get mowed down as they push into the sewers. Pony goes good for another, but EU making sure it's not going to be much on top of it all. Now it's all up to Stealthy, and this guy keeps finding himself in these situations. Unfortunately, not going to find it there. And Android finally picks up the kill that he was longing for as he was bunny hopping a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, it feels like NRG are just on cruise control, Tanner.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple of rounds here from Demon Time. And to be fair, they had a good chance in the previous as well. Not the one we just saw, but the one before that. So, you know, they've had their moments here and there, but it just seems like a couple of their guys had like a really cold start to the game. Like Pony and Stealthy are normally 2 of their best fraggers in some of their previous matches, like in the qualifier and just generally speaking, and both of them have really struggled to get going here. Curtis, who was big in Ambox series, is, you know, still playing pretty well here, but again, they just feel like they're in 2 turbulent of waters, I guess is like one way you could put it. But this is a good exchange at A ramp. Unfortunately, it's short-lived as Daps able to trade it right back. He's going to get healed as well.
Trailblazer for info, but not going to get much more than they already knew there as it gets shot down on the ult orb. Want to be picked up. It is a 4v4 across the map. Seekers are available for both of the skies here. Right. And all 4 members.
I want to see the 2 Seekers fight against each other, like a Seeker battle.
Right.
Just like I always want to see like 2 boombots duke it out, or like a boombot versus a turret. I don't know, it'd be kind of neat.
Maybe a game mode.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm thinking.
Found one.
I mean, wow. It's been... This A site seems to be free more often than not. The Seeker's obviously going to get the information as to how far back they're playing, but that plant, even if you're winning these rounds, granted the economy for NRG is great, but to keep giving up that plant in the retake, it really makes it to where NRG will always have some extra credits to their name. Now, the rest of the squad looking to just play aggressive here and try and find Demon Time. 3 members stacked up over towards elbow, and they're able to clear out the site, and they've completely traded spots here. Now in a 2v3. Neural Theft can be used. That spike goes halfway. It is planted for that heaven position, and Psalm once more has to go huge in this one. Needs to find the diffuser. Unfortunately, not able to get it done, and Demon Time start to battle back here with one round left in the half.
I have to say, the way that they set up their retakes on Demon Time is actually not bad. It just comes down to the finer details of the execution a couple of times that's cost them. That time, though, really well done. They chose a great timing for their Seekers. They were able to get a stun off on elbow, able to overwhelm that position, and then lock down a 3-on-2, basically, from that point forward. The two remaining players from NRG were stuck in A Heaven. They even tried to go for the Neural Theft to get that extra intel to try to peek back with, but a good slow orb kind of really halted NRG from being able to retake through A Heaven, and Demon Time secure another round. So finally, they put all the pieces together. They've gotten close several times, but that time they were able to finalize it. Poor Pony.
Yeah, that is max range just about on that leap from the Trailblazer, and still finds a stun.
That's the big problem, though. Like, NRG are always able to get fast map control wherever they want it. Like, I feel like Demon Time's never been able to, like, put a stop to the pace.
Yeah,
and
a
now
very
look what it
passive
does.
approach.
They have to worry about ropes now, so that, like, leaves other areas vulnerable.
It's the same kind of approach. I mean, it's been everywhere, right? It's been that A site, they just play off and look for the retake. It's ropes, they've been giving that one up. Stealthy gonna dodge out on the paranoia. G-Man-Chu gonna find another kill, and they're looking to grab 4 here at the half, as Demon Time go up 2 members on this round and have a couple of big ultimates to try and secure the rest. And Intox with a nice angle to find another. Psalm trades it back, but Intox goes good for 2. Now it's all up to EU here, who's got the guiding light, but the blades will come through and land true. We jump to the half. Now, Dust, I don't know if you caught the game yesterday. Version 1 against Rise was down 11-1 at the half. They swap over to the attacking side. They put up 12 straight. I'm not saying that that's going to happen here, but it is a very strong possibility that we see a strong attacking side here from Demon Time.
Sure. It is possible.
Not putting a whole lot into that one. Huh?
I'm not that confident, but yes, it is possible. Anything is possible in that regard, I suppose. It's possible that Riot will just randomly give me $1 million. It's possible.
I think that's less possible.
Oh, it's definitely less possible. By a substantial margin, it is less possible. But it is possible. But we'll see. You're right. Like, I don't know enough about Demon Time. Maybe their attacking side is their favorite side. And I'll tell you what, they're not wasting any time on this attack, as they are pouncing into B Heaven, and they are getting a lot of space right now, and they have a great entry to boot. But the NRG response is swift.
Yeah, 3 for 2 across the board, but low HP on Shanks, so easily could be another kill, as Daps gonna get spotted out, looking to find the spray down with the Ghost, or looking to find the head here with the Ghost. Intox is still alive and has been a key member of this team when it comes to finding a couple of frags. The Mr. Multi-Kill title in this game for Demon Time, and it's actually a rotation over towards A. Daps gonna sniff this one out, but should you win this 1v1, G-Man, put yourself in a pretty good spot.
Ooh,
the camera
gonna kind of get it though, right? Like, they're already backing off through back halls with the other 2 players as well. So it does seem like the wool has been lifted over their eyes. But G-Man-Chu, he could still make a play. All gonna come down to timing. He's slipping into the back halls here. Das might actually be in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, that rotation looked like it was gonna be through spawn, but they've actually just hung out up towards B Heaven. And a nice heal. The back and forth that you could get between the Sage and the Sky on the heal. And there it is. The A side opened up. The spike to be planted. Now a 2v2 as the quick rotations come through. And you have to be expecting G-Man, and they do just that. They cut it down to the last one. And unfortunately, Intox already used it. Tries to spray him down. 3K for 3K. We will trade. But NRG, it's a long one.
That was
close. They grabbed the pistol.
That was close. Especially considering that NRG had, like, such a swift response to that initial attack on B Heaven to get man advantage back, and to put Demon Time in such a tough position for them to kind of fight their way out of it, maneuver their way, pinch Daps, get a spike plant, give themselves a chance in a 2-on-2 post plant. Was not a bad recovery, but just unfortunately not able to quite get across the finish line. NRG take the 2-on-1 up close and do it just there again in the post plant. So NRG will go ahead and jump up to 9. A great chance to find double digits, as Demon Time are likely going to need to hold back on spending credits into this one. Do get a Sheriff onto Intox, who has had a hell of a game at 14 frags, so might as well give him something to work with.
The smokes, they definitely don't help. and the damage doesn't help. Fortunately, Sage, the agent that can heal herself, so I imagine we see that come on through, and should they need some extra help, G-Man can top her off there. And one pip away, I think, for that ultimate. So that res on the horizon, and maybe not to be used in this round, but once you start getting those rifles, that's when the res really becomes
Look
important.
at this defense of NRG, bro. They already have 4 players here on B side. It's going to be a B heaven attack, and Shank's able to find one and dash away, being that crafty jet that he is. And we're seeing some response right now, but unfortunately, it's just not a big enough one from Demon Time. And to be fair, they didn't really have the utility they needed to really put forth their best effort, but now they can here and now. But you have to imagine this is kind of their only shot. If you lose this, NRG are 1 away from map point, and you're basically force buying the rest of the game. So this is the one that has to work for Demon Time. If they're ever going to come back, this is the one.
Yeah, this is... So coming into this...
Ooh.
And one of the biggest things I see, or I like to see, and that is...
Is that like one of the thingies?
Recently added for Astra?
I think so.
Or has that always been there and we just never noticed it, and
surely
Riot
not.
planted it right under our noses?
That is a good question. I actually do not know that. I actually do not know. Someone can send me a tweet. Let me know if that's always been there, if that's new for Astra. That would be crazy if it has always been there.
Now we really got to jump into things, just as Pony does, jumping on in to find a kill onto Daps. And like we said, one of the most important rounds here, as Shank's able to take down the Boombot. Forces Pony into an awkward spot here.
Ooh, look at Intox.
Oh no, excuse me. It was Shanks into an awkward spot. Gonna be pinched between 2. Android gonna find another kill. Again, Intox, the player to watch out for this Demon Time squad, especially here on Split. As the guiding lights go through, the flashes onto 3, but G-Man still comes out on top, and Demon Time, against all odds, are looking to battle back. And at this point, not only do you need to win the round, but you need to make sure that your economy isn't hurt too much here, as Android looks for a spray down, queues up the Boombot here. We'll look to get some information with that. The smokes to keep on coming through, so that dark cover to slow things down for a moment. And Stealthy picks up one through that dark cover. Psalm will fall. And Android in a 1v3 has to go crazy, and he's starting to do it. Pops the grape of 1. Spots one out towards Pillar, I believe. Not gonna check his corners. No, he doesn't need to. It's G-Man Chew on the peak. And it's Demon Time to 5.
That was so unfortunate for EU, because G-Man True was the one player out of the pack that did not get flashed by that guiding light. And that's the player he had to face. So that was a bit unlucky. Look at the other 2. Blind as a bat, but not G-Man True, who gets the frag there onto EU and kind of unlocks that route to B site, and they will capitalize. So good job there by Demon Time. They're hanging around. They are fighting tooth and nail here with NRG, and now they have a chance to really keep it going. But this is the next big test, right? NRG was on the bonus buy there. Now they have a few Vandals in play. So this is where things get a little bit more difficult. Shanks is going to have the daggers as well.
Not a whole lot given up there by that Trailblazer.
You can't really start it from that far away and get much intel, unfortunately. But, I mean, they get Shanks anyway. He was trying to play the corner. Got caught.
And a tough spot to be, and it's a Bulldog in the hands of Pony there. I don't know if he gets an upgrade because it was the blade, so maybe one of the worst kills to find, but hey, a kill no less. Zintox looks to trade with Song. A little bit of damage traded back and forth. Guiding Light gonna find the flash and on the way out. 3 members still playing over this side, and guess what? Both the duelists down now. Android off the board, and that's the top frag here for NRG, so a big name to have off the board to buy a bit of breathing room for this Demon Time squad as they look to take this A site.
Yeah, I mean, they have double man advantage. They have full control of the site. It's going to be a tough retake for NRG. They have no ults. It's all going to come down to how they use their kits and aim. As we do see Sam trying to make a little bit of a maneuver here towards A ramps. There's a player to his tight right. That's going to be Pony on the jet, who is forced to dash out and almost gets caught there by EU, but does manage to escape.
Nice paranoia, and Stealthy just couldn't find his way back in because of that cage. So trade for trade on the utility there. NRG working against the clock. Resurrection is available, but it's completely on lockdown. I don't think there's any reason not to send it here, although a member's bot completely out here. We saw Daps with just a frenzy in hand and 0 credits. So this next round definitely gonna hurt, and Demon Time find themselves scooting closer to the driver's seat. Not a whole lot to write home on. There's a couple of kills going to be traded back and forth. Som finds another on the way out, so looking to hurt the economy and maybe find a weapon. It's another round. Demon Time picked that one up, and they are battling back.
Yeah, Som will carry the Vandal over, and as well as force a couple of rebuys out of Demon Time. There's still a pretty decent lead here for NRG, though it is starting to wither away just a bit, and they don't really have a whole lot of credits to go into this one, so a great chance for Demon Time to find the 7th round, and all of a sudden, that little comeback effort is starting to gain a little bit of traction. You're starting to add a little bit of fuel to that spark, and whether it'll erupt into fire or not is still yet to be determined, but at least it's starting to move that direction if you're a fan of upsets and a fan of this Demon Time squad. So we're going to see NRG look to do a little quick burst eco play here towards a ramps. This is what it looked like they were going to do. Okay, yeah.
And we saw Demon Time try this. We'll see if NRG get a bit more value as the guiding light's going to be traded back and forth. It's Frenzy versus Vandal. The G-Man going to pick up a couple. Pony there right behind him. So just mowing them down as they try to get through. It's a hero rifle for a moment. Now it's all up to Dabs. There is a Vandal over there. So Pony doing his due diligence. It's actually just a classic in hand. Dabs actually hasn't been able to pick that one up. He's trying to trade it out, and he's able to do it. The spike
that hurts.
Has made its way over to B, but yeah, that's if not hurting the ego, definitely hurting the economy there. It's
definitely hurting a little bit of individual morale, perhaps. Yeah. But, like you said, the round's definitely going to get won by Demon Time. There's no doubt about that.
Camera taken out.
Dabs playing with the camera a little bit with him, you know. Let him know that he's still there. But actually, retake is a different story.
And he's pretty far away.
Yeah,
you don't got a whole lot of time, a whole lot of angles to check. There is a decent amount of credits, so save or die here in this one, you're going to be okay because you have the weapon. If you save, you're all right. If you die, you're going to be skyrocketing it up towards, you know, that upper side of 5,000. Right. So you could send it and go for the hero play, try and make your way onto Reddit, but it looks like just exits possibly as he finds the first.
I want to be on Reddit.
Maybe looks to find a second. You got to get yourself.
You want to be on Reddit?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure.
Do it, Reddit.
No, I don't look too deep into it, and I actually don't ever get on Reddit. So I hope nobody really hates me for that. But I'm so bad. I don't.
So you missed my
AMA
then? That's big sad.
No, I did see it because you tweeted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh, and it was popping.
Yeah, they had about the same amount of success as the opposing team did in the first half. Didn't really work out. But again, in a round like that, you're kind of just yeeting it, hoping for the best. You don't really have anything invested. Yeah. But now we're back to kind of standard play, you'd imagine, with the operator in Shank's hands. 4 ults for Demon Time, though. They are rolling in ults. They got almost all the ults.
And hopefully we see a better resurrection. Last time it didn't get a whole lot of value. Knives out, showstopper coming through, and this is that pseudo or that baby lockdown, right? Where at the very least, it might not grab a kill, but it's going to grab a whole lot of space. Heaven taken for free. The B site completely open off the back end of that one. Obviously, you know, Benunce to this Demon Time squad, but it's going to buy quite a bit of space as all 5 members push up this way. And NRG, they're not buying it, but they need to start rotating over.
Yeah, they're playing for retake, right? I mean, they had to respect the fact that it could be a bounce back through ropes, which is why they still have Dats kind of in that position with the tripwire. But now we are going to see Shanks make his rotation over. And again, they are just going to play for the retake. EU kind of clearing out mailroom to make sure that they can step into B Heaven. And look, Shanks misses a big shot, though. That was really what I feel like NRG could have pounced on if he was able to land that. But, you know, no harm, no foul. They can still start working this out. Time is obviously against them, but they're starting to get some space.
Paint shells used, guiding light as well. The wall going to be taken down. There's a showstopper from Android, able to find the kills, and it's 2 more right behind it. Demon Time starting to get cut down. Intox has no way in to use that resurrection, and sure, it's planted for B main, but they're just getting run down. G-Man has to do something crazy as the spike goes halfway. Android going to hop right back on, and it looks like G-Man opting into the save here, looking for exit frags. This time around, it is going to be NRG back on the board, back in the win column, and that's what they needed to start to regain control.
Yeah, that was a great use of the Trailblazer from EU to hold on to it until the retake and make sure that mailroom was clear. That way they could actually step into B Heaven and give them an alternate angle besides just being funneled through back halls to set up the retake. And even after Shanks missed his shot, they threw a great flash in. And you notice that Shanks chose the target that wasn't blind. And that was really like a smart, small detail to, you know, not worry about the defensive target, but take out the big threat, and then you could kind of mop up the rest from that point forward once you kind of crack the egg open. So that was a really good retake there from NRG, of course.
from the shadows. Traded out here. As everybody headed over towards this A side, but it's Intox to pick up a couple of kills once more. Mr. Multi-kill on the board. Pony gonna find another. EU gets spotted out by the Trailblazer. I can't imagine we don't see more of those guiding lights. Looking to find the flashes, looking to find the info. Demon Time.
This is a big reset, though.
Yeah, they give up a round, but they just go right back to it.
And that's a big economic reset for NRG. They will just have to back off these 3 weapons at this point, because it is definitely well worth it compared to what money bonus they would get by dying. So they're definitely looking to get the heck out of there. I'm surprised they're sticking around this close. I would be getting way out of the way. As EU is trying to hold this ropes position, but now we'll slide out. And that was a really weird round from NRG defensively. Like, it seems like they challenged a lot when they didn't need to. Particularly through that smoke by Ramp's position. Just seemed like they threw a life away, kind of. But it was a big entry onto Daps that really kind of sealed the deal, it felt like, for Demon Time, as Intox just continues to tee off. He's had a hell of a game.
That shot was through the wall and on target, but time ran out there. So looking to hurt the economy a bit. But yeah, I was talking about this. I forgot what I was doing or who I was talking to, but Sage being such a solo agent. I think it was to somebody who was just starting to play Valorant saying they don't want to play the healing agent. And you see what Intox can do. You can go in, you can entry frag, you can put yourself in weird spots with that barrier orb. And then if things go awry or you win a fight and you take some damage, you can heal yourself. And it's just so huge. And it's a 3K in that round. But every single round we see Intox's name, there's always another frag right behind it. So huge plays from this Sage. And Stealthy on the board there, right next to him as the wall comes down.
And you know, what's tough is if you're playing for retakes like this so often and you don't have a Killjoy for a lockdown, it just makes it like so much harder. I think the Sentinelist comp on this map really can have its cons, I guess is my point, if you're going to have to play retake like this.
It leaves for so much to be blind. The showstopper, the paint shells. Now the shots start to come through and Android back. They're killing waves, but there it is. Intox still alive. This spike is planted default as we see Intox try and sneak away. Now Curtis from the back of the side cuts it down to a 1v1. He's got some utility, but does he have the shots on target? Yes, he does. It's a clutch 3K from Curtis. And Demon Time inch their way to 9 rounds.
And now you have to really believe it's possible. They have won 5 of the last 6 rounds. They're now 2 off of the tie. And they have the economy of energy in absolute tatters. And there is now a real chance for Demon Time to pull off the upset here on Split. They are starting to really piece it together. Players who had cold starts are starting to get into form, particularly Pony and Intox. They have really been stepping it up. And that was such a good round. I really thought that paint shell from Angela was going to wreak havoc on Intox, but he actually peeked through it, got the frag, and got away. And that really helped hold off the retake from NRG. So, yeah, Demon Time's starting to put together some really nice blitzing attacks, and they're holding on for dear life afterwards as well. Now I feel like NRG had to start focusing up. You know, like maybe they were having a little bit of fun earlier on in the first half and they were dominating, but now it's getting real.
And we're seeing it's not always the case because I feel like the maps just bounce back and forth and it's really based off the teams, but that some of the changes to this map have made it attacker-sided for some of these teams. As an early kill comes through, and again, it's Android off the board.
Right. It's like less claustrophobic for attacking teams, and there's like less gimmicky angles you have to worry about when this map got polished up a bit. So I agree, it has given attackers a little bit less to worry about, which means more opportunity for success. Especially if you can consistently get mid control. If you're threatening mail and ropes as an attacking team, it makes it really hard on defenses to get reads, and it forces them to have to play a lot of retakes.
Things have since slowed down. And I misspoke. Not Android off the board, is actually Psalm to be taken down. So, I mean, it's not the impact fragger in Android, but it's still the utility off the board. No smokes now available. It's going to be a lot on those flashes and the cyber cages. Try and cut things off. A beautiful shot. There he is. I said his name before. I said it wrong. This time around, puts a frag right behind it. A headshot tied right to it with the Sheriff in hand. And with the Seekers, we're going to be looking to run down this Demon Time roster. It's a nice way to even the odds. Now Curtis trying to catch somebody on the rotate here. Might just do just that into the back of heaven. It will go. The Showstopper finds a kill, and Pony is sitting nice and pretty up towards a heaven. But they're running out of time. They have to get the spike down on NRG. They just got to try and stop the plan here. EU goes through. He's able to do just that, and they're going to find themselves on the win column because Android stays alive. What a heads-up play there.
That is so wild that that's the way they win the round. Just getting that player into elbow with barely any HP left and just happening to stop that spike plant. It's so wild that came down to that's the deciding factor. Because the fact that Pony had this A-Heaven control this whole time on the aggro lurk. But yeah, it just came down to that kill from EU, man. I feel for Demon Time in that regard, because I felt like they were actually playing that round outright. They just had a little bit less time than they needed left on the clock. Just a little bit of time management issues there.
And if you don't plant there, I thought they were going to plant for heaven and they would have enough time. But because of the plant on elbow, it allowed, I believe it was EU, to push on through and find that kill. So that is crushing either way. NRG on a map point here in Demon Time go back to the drawing board as the paranoias go out. The guiding lights as well. It's all being thrown over towards this B-main area. Dom with the crazy angle.
That.
2 kills going to come through, but traded right back. 2 for 2 we go, but a lot of damage traded on to Stealthy. And the resurrection comes through. We'll see what they can do with this one, because Demon Time, unfortunately, in the last resurrection, they weren't too successful with it.
I like that bait and switch that they were doing with Sam and EU there in the corner. Unfortunately for them, Demon Time actually still found a way to, because of that res, get themselves into a mana advantage. Now, their Omen is really low on health. That is true. And they're actually kind of pinched as well, because we're seeing a pretty deep mid push taking place here from Android. And they walled themselves off from being able to get into B fast because they really wanted to ensure the res. So the defense is spread thin. That is one thing working against NRG. But again, the clock is becoming Demon Time's enemy because they want to re-hit B, but they're having to wait that wall out. And they can't, again, they can't know this, but falling back is going to be so dangerous with Android having this position. And depending on the timing, he might just straight up backstab them and really just wreak havoc.
Yeah, now the wall is down, so they're able to push on through. So Android just barely going to miss that window. Demon Time find a kill on the site. Who better than Intox to do it? Now here's Android on the flank. You got Shanks coming up as well. Gonna be from heaven, and now gonna be the last one standing. Knives are out though. Anything could happen here. Light armor, knives in a dream, but Pony from downtown gonna pop.
Did he get stuck on the rope?
Shanks will fall and again.
Ouch. I wonder if he got like stuck on the rope or something when he dashed, because it seemed like he got held up. Either way, I think clutching from that position was gonna be tough regardless. And honestly, with that situation, I feel like Sam either needed to somehow get a kill or needed to play a spot where he could get away and like buy time for the pinch from Android. So I think Sam, again, like if you're going to hold your ground, you have to come up with at least one to give your team a chance. And I think the better play would have been just to back off, just play from back halls, you know, let Android slide in and then just set up for the retake, because they had B-Heaven control as well, I think, from Shanks.
This time coming into it, they will have that neural theft available in the Showstopper, so we'll see what Android can get done. It is looking to be an eco round, but again, those eco rounds can really go either way with the utility. Unfortunately, EU gonna be sat down. Showstopper not gonna find too much. Paranoia goes through, and Stealthy to find another here towards mid. It looks just like deathmatch here on Split. The action happening right outside sewers. And Dap's going to give himself up. I don't think we see another ace. It's G-Man Chu to find that kill. A flawless round, and Demon Time are 1 away from taking us to overtime here on map 1.
Yeah, kind of a desperation, you know, eco mid push there from NRG, even using the Showstopper behind it, and just didn't really gain anything from it, unfortunately. This got picked apart by Stealthy, in particular from Sewer's side, who were just winning all of his duels here. Could not be tamed. And so now it all comes down to this. The final round of regulation. Will NRG finally get it done? Or are we going to see overtime yet again here in this round of 8 of our Challengers 3 qualifier? Looks like Demon Time's looking to just pounce on a side hot and heavy.
They get the info. Dap playing out towards screens. Pony going to find that first kill onto Shanks. And that's a corner that is rarely checked. But Demon Time doing their due diligence. make sure they can try and battle this one back to regulation.
Wow.
Stealthy to find another, and they're just getting cut down. Another flawless round in the making. Psalm has to do something heroic here in a 1v5. Able to find the first, the knives to sit him down, and Dust to overtime we go.
Switching sides.
I can't believe it.
Overtime.
Split is an attacker-sided map. Split is an attacker-sided map. Split is an attacker-sided.
Not
That's what it feels like.
much, though. Bro, they were up 10-4, though, man. Like, you gotta close when you're up 10-4. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
especially when you're the heavy favorite. But at the same time, impressive from Demon Time. I really liked how they were orchestrating some of their attacks. And again, even though they didn't get many defensive rounds, the way they were setting up their retakes did look quite good. They just didn't execute it properly. They would sometimes just kind of lose out on the trades. But all in all, there's definitely some good ideas there, and it shows. They were able to, you know, take NRG down to overtime. And again, so look, Pony was at one point like really down in the dumps. He's now 18-14. Like, that's so great. He was able to keep his composure and recover his form and have impact.
And to be able to lean on a player like that who is 0-6, 0-7, I think 1-7 at one point, to eventually come back and just say, hey guys, just give me a second. Let's just hang out. I promise you I'm going to come back in this game, and has since climbed his way on up and been very pivotal in, if not winning rounds, opening up rounds, right? Buying a lot of space. We've seen multiple times that he's crept up into A heaven and then found some kills. Now we see NRG on the attacking side. So to start things off on what seems to be an attacker-sided map, especially between these two teams, this could be the recipe here for them to get themselves a lead in overtime. And unfortunately, they possibly get spotted out. Definitely called out by the guiding light there. And I would imagine Curtis is ready for this one. Should Android drop down, it's going to be Raze v. Raze. I don't know if the boombot's been used. Okay, so no boombot available. So Android, oh, he is flirting with it here. This is danger, and he's going to go down slow.
No.
And it's going to lead to his demise. Across the map, they pick up another. It's Stealthy to find two with the operator, and a flawless round on defense for Demon Time.
Switching sides.
Oh boy.
Match point.
It's gonna happen, isn't it? Does this mean that my $1 million from Riot has some legs to it?
You know what? I guess so. It is leaning that way.
It seems more likely now than it was earlier, right?
You know,
my goodness.
So jumping into this, again, Demon Time, a team that doesn't have a whole lot to really go on as far as a squad goes, kind of being picked up from here and there for some teams that, you know, kind of either fell apart or players just went
like Flow State,
ways.
Slimy Boogerman. Yeah, there's a couple of different, you know, like teams that some of these guys hail from. But yeah, other than upsetting Ambox in this qualifier, they didn't really have a whole lot to their resume. Like, I think they fell out in like the round of 64 or something like that in the other two VCT qualifiers. And yeah, they just didn't really have a whole lot. Like, they were basically, you know, never really able to get past the top 16 for most of what they played in. So yeah, to see them going toe-to-toe with NRG right now and to see this working out so well for them is actually pretty wild. They're looking to just try to get this thing over with on Split as they are pounding up middle. They already have ropes control. They're setting up for potentially a B split with their stage in B lobby. But obviously, that stage could also just be putting a wall down and throwing a bit of a fake, and they actually could like pivot and just try to attack A heaven. I mean, they have a lot of options open to them right now. They have a lot of territory to work with. And now G-Man Shrew is going to get a... He missed the stun because it jumped past. Oh, well. Still got a lot of information with that, which is the main goal of that Trailblazer. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fake. I think Intox is going to drop the wall at B to make them think they're setting up for a heaven split. I think they're gonna pounce on A. Or no, never mind. It looks like Intox is just gonna rotate the middle.
And that Trailblazer seemed to get what quite possibly could have been the most important thing, is that NRG were looking to play that off angle, right, on Rafters. Now, granted, the play isn't headed that way, but I'm not too sure how much EU would have got done there. Fortunately, the play's on the opposite side of the map. It's Shanks with the operator in hand, and the swing coming out from Psalm to back him up and trade it out. OT number 2 on the horizon as Demon Time get cut down to their last two. The slow orb
remaining.
Not going to stop Psalm from pushing for that one. Stealthy going to fake the plant for now, but just get pinched on the site. And OT2 now underway.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Yeah, that was a beautiful bait and switch between Shanks to get the pick at Aramps, dash away, making them think that he was the only player in the area. They're going to chase him down. It sets up Psalm perfectly to capitalize. And so that was a nice little setup there from NRG that will tie it up and put us back into yet another overtime.
And this is both attacking sides actually failing. So kind of contrary to what we saw in both of the halves where the attacking side was prevailing. So interesting coming into this one as it's looking like another quick A hit here from NRG. We saw him do it in the past, now looking to do it again. Spike in hand, and this is the Demon Time way. They like to play it slow. They like to play back. Hey, we'll give this one up, and we're going to go for a full 5v5 retake.
Spike planted.
Yeah, Demon Time has definitely been playing a lot of the retakes here. They're going to get a stun on the Shanks and elbow position, but they're not really able to follow up on it. And they have done a really good job setting up these retakes. It's just sometimes they don't have the trading efficiency they need. And once again, they're setting up for multiple angles. They're going to be attacking from A heaven, back halls, and A ramps. They're getting some space, but EU could very well cut off the A ramps portions. He does spot a player on the edge of the smoke, but he misses. Oh no, this opens up the floodgates for Demon Time.
It was a headshot, but it was through the wall, and they're just going to top him off. Curtis and Pony able to pick up a couple of kills, and again, it's looking like the attacking side might just fall flat here. I saw him and Android doing their darndest here. We're down to a 1v1. No time on the board. NRG some way, somehow have inched it out, and they take a lead here in OT.
Bro, those two guys were absolute heroes for NRG there, because that was looking like a great retake from Demon Time. They got EU down. They got, I think, into a 5-on-3 at one point there. Like, they were, again, like we had often seen, able to set up retakes accordingly, but then they just got beat out by Android and company. The last two members for NRG hold firm and somehow steal that one back, and now they're the ones sitting at advantage as we get ready to see whether or not Demon Time can respond and force on their OT, or whether or not NRG can finally take this map. Again, Split has been a 50-50 map for them for some time. It's definitely not at the top of their pool, but they were still the heavy favorite coming into it. And so to see them take this much trouble is definitely not what I expected, but at the same time, I'm pleasantly surprised that Demon Time has been able to perform this way and push NRG to their limit after they already had Nutset over Ambox earlier in the bracket. And now, again, it's just all down to whether or not they can do it one more time and keep Split going, as things are kind of having an eerie silence to it to kick things off here. Everything's kind of quiet. Daps has a good camera just to kind of keep an eye on the cross.
And this is the complete inverse of what we just saw from NRG's attacking side, right? It was a quick push on to A, where Demon Time were okay to try and play the retake, and unfortunately, it didn't go their way. And we've seen multiple rounds just here on Split alone kind of go by the wayside because of the time, and that's exactly what happened there. NRG playing that clock beautifully as the flashes come through. Now, it was slow to start things off, as that cam up top from Dap's going to get quite a bit of information. A tag out onto one as well, and all five look to storm on. Now, not a whole lot off the back end of that trap wire. The wall going to stop things from screens only momentarily, but they don't actually get it down, so buying quite a bit of time. But Shanks back to his winning ways here, picking up that first kill onto Intox. Arguably one of the strongest members to have taken off the board, especially here in overtime. Android queuing up the paint shells as the guiding light goes through. Not going to find too much information. The shot's coming out from sight, and Android able to find another kill. That is Stealthy on the site. They're starting to cut them all down. NRG will pull it out, and who better than Android to find a 3K to close things out?
Yeah, it just felt like NRG finally tidied up. Like, they were making so many kind of silly small errors in regulation, whether it was like Sam trying to be a hero anchoring a site when he should have tried to just play for retake, whether it was like, what was it, the last round regulation